Hello everyone, hope you're all well. I wanted to continue on my Legend series, and it's someone that I should have given long before, Arthur Morris, who was the dazzling opener of the Invincibles team of 1948, Sir Don Bradman's famous Invincibles. And he was one of the greatest left-handed opening batsmen of Australia all time. He was born 19th January 1922 in New South Wales in Australia, and he played 46 test matches in all, and he scored 3,533 runs at an average of 46.48, and he scored 12 hundreds, and his highest was 206. In first class cricket he scored around close to 13,000 runs with 46 hundreds, and he had a high average almost 54. And he was very well known for being an excellent left-handed opening batsman, and he was excellent against pace and spin, and he was very well known for his cover driving, on driving, also for his square cuts, and most famously for his hooking and pulling. Obviously, coming from Australia, I mean, you normally are an excellent hooker and puller with the bouncy, fast wickets. And he was the star of that Invincibles tour of 1948. He was a top scorer in that series with 3 centuries, and there was his fourth Test match at Headingley, which was very famous. It was a world record. Australia scored 404 for three in their second innings, which was the fourth innings of the match, and it was a world record at that time. And Arthur Morris scored 182 runs in that fourth innings, and Sir Don Bradman was 173 not out as well. And in the first innings, Neil Harvey also scored 100 for Australia. Neil Harvey's video had already put him as a legend. And Australia did win that series 4-0. And it was a blockbuster series, and even the teams, because Australia had Ray Lindwall, Keith Miller, Neil Harvey, Arthur Morris, Don Bradman, all of them that I have put in my view legend series. And even England, I mean, they had Len Hutton, Dennis Compton, Alec Betzer, Jim Lake. So it was a blockbuster team, both sides, but Australia were too good, and it was obviously Sir Don Bradman's farewell series as well. And he's also Arthur Morris is also the batsman that batted when Sir Don Bradman played his last innings at the fifth Test at Oval, where he was bowled for a duck by Eric Hulis, the leg spinner, and that's how Sir Don Bradman's average became 99.94. If he had scored 4 more runs in that innings, he would have had an average of 100. And Australia only batted 1 innings in that match because Australia won that fifth Test at Oval by an innings. So it was only 1 innings that Australia batted. And as a youngster, I mean, Arthur Morris was a very talented rugby player and cricket player, and he was selected in both state teams, in the state team for both rugby and cricket as well. And he made his first class debut, and it was a record as well. He was the first player in the world to score 200s in his first class debut, and his career was kind of delayed by the Second World War. And then in 1946, he made his Test debut, and in his third Test match, he scored 100. And in the following Test match, he scored twin centuries, which made him the second Australian to score twin centuries in a Test match in the Ashes. And in 1940-41 season as well, I mean, he batted quite well, and he was actually that's where he made his debut. And in 1949, he was selected as one of the Wisden Cricketers of the Year, obviously after his exploits at that 1948 Invincibles tour. And and after his debut, 18 months after his debut, I mean, where he had excellent series where he scored, like I said, that first 100 in his third match, and then the twin centuries. He became a prolific scorer, and he was like a core member of the team. And he was actually named as a selector for the Invincibles tour of 1948. So that's how famous he was. I mean, he was such a big rise he had at an early age. That was only his 18th month in the Australian team. So that was another big achievement for Arthur Morris. And he was, In 2000, when Australia selected a team of the century for the Australian team, he was named in that squad as well. I mean, he was a terrific opening batsman, and they also say that he had that special ability to decide on a shot even before the ball pitched. Just when the ball left the bowlers, he already kind of knew what shot he was going to play, and that is obviously mark of a great batsman. I mean, you normally say that the greatest of batsmen pick up the length early, but when you really watch the ball so closely from the bowler's arm, when the ball leaves, I mean, you already kind of know which shot you have to play and whether you're going to come on the front foot or the back foot. So that is something that Arthur Morris was famous for. And like I said, I mean, he in that 1948 Invincibles tour. I mean, I mean, Australia had an amazing team, and he scored the most runs in that Test series. And in that Test series, when I said he was the batting partner of Don Bradman when he was in his last innings. In that innings, obviously Don Bradman was out to Eric Hooley's the leg spinner, and in that innings, Arthur Morris actually made 196 runs, but he was run out. Otherwise, he probably would have definitely scored another double hundred as well. He scored 12 hundreds in his career and 12 fifties as well. So he was a very prolific scorer for his first class team and for his national team, Australia, obviously. And like I said, he was a very talented rugby player as well in his youth, and he was selected to the state team in both. So he selected cricket eventually as his main sport. And after Don Bradman retired in that 1948, after that 1948 tour where they thrashed out England 4-0, Arthur Morris became the vice captain of the Australian cricket team. And the first series post Don Bradman era, he scored two centuries in the series as well, which was a very welcome thing for Australia because Sir Don Bradman's retirement obviously was a huge retirement after all he had done for Australia, and it was like an aging team as well, and a lot of players were going out. So Arthur Morris really did well to score two centuries that first series after Sir Don Bradman's retirement. And like I said, he was a dazzling opener, and he one of them. I mean, Australia have produced a lot of left-handed great batsmen. I mean, Alan Border, Neil Harvey, Arthur Morris, and obviously people know about Matthew Hayden, sorry, Justin Langer. I mean, even Adam Gilchrist, I mean, left-handed batsman, Mark Taylor. So a lot of great left-handed batsmen that have played for Australia. So Arthur Morris is one of the most exciting left-handers that Australia have produced, and he was really good against fast and spin. Even though, I mean, normally an opening batsman, you expect him to be excellent against pace, but they can tend to kind of be wanting against a spin. But Arthur Morris was really good against fast and spin, and he was really good on the front foot and the back foot, and he had shots on both sides of the wicket, on the offside and the leg side. He was fluent. That's why I said he was very well known for his square driving, his cover driving, on driving, square cuts, and very good, obviously, of the pull and the hook shots as well. So that is my video on Arthur Morris, who was one of the greatest left-handed batsmen of all time for Australia, and who was the dazzling opener of that 1948 Invincibles tour of England 1948, where Australia were undefeated and beat England 4-0. And Arthur Morris was the top scorer of that series as well with 3 centuries, and he was a prolific scorer, and whenever he got runs, he got big runs as well. And that famous chase where they scored 404 for 3, where he scored 182 and Sir Don Bradman scored 173 not out. So that is my video for him. Hope you have enjoyed, and he's definitely one of the greatest legends of cricket. Thank you everyone. Take care, and may God bless you.